Media.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard already about the absolute woke failures of this 4-year cycle of the Olympics that are currently going on in France. I'm going to be honest. We need to talk about it because I spent Friday afternoon sitting at a restaurant with my wife. I went downtown to visit her during her lunch break, and of course they were broadcasting the opening ceremonies on TV live at the event. CBC, the woke broadcasting communist broadcasting corporation, was outside said restaurant with the Team Canada uniforms on display, asking people what they thought about the Olympics. I was very blunt with them and told them that Team Canada's new uniforms look like a used tampon, and then asked them how they were going to feel about continuing on their jobs as soon as they were defunded by Pierre Poilievre. Now, that being said, those are my opinions. Those are my personal views on what's going on with the Olympics. But one thing that's really gripped me, and one thing that I had to double take on and ask my wife about, was what was happening during the opening ceremonies of these woke Olympics. Now, we all know after situations like Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light, Target Kids, all these organizations and outlets, even Disney, that anytime you go woke, essentially you go broke. Well, the Olympics has now gone broke. There's a huge backlash, and it's not just for its wokeness, but also its mockery of Christianity. We're going to get into it straight away. I'm not even going to mess around today. Let's take a look at this. Of course, concerned citizen tweeting out, "This is France." Let's take a look at this clip that's going around. Of course, this is one of the images taken from the plus-size individual that was used to demonstrate Jesus Christ. They imitated the Last Supper, which is blasphemous. But let's take a look at this video real quick.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Why?
I mean, this was basically that meme in a nutshell when I was watching it live. Again, sitting in a restaurant with my wife and kids, trying to enjoy our lunch, and we see imagery such as this. This is the imitation of the Last Supper that was going on. Now, I can't really show imagery in terms of video because apparently Twitter, YouTube, all sorts of outlets have actually been removing the videos as per the request of those. I'm not sure which network it was that filmed this, but apparently they're trying to cover this up so much that anybody who posts the videos now, shows any kind of motioned video of what went on, is being requested to take down their videos at the sake of the copyright holder. So I don't want to risk any of that. I know some videos will probably get through, but for the sake of not risking it so everybody can get their information, this was where I started to question what was going on. This blue individual sitting in the center or the middle of this mockery of the Last Supper, which again is a slap in the face to Christianity. I thought he was naked. I thought he was completely stark naked. I actually put my lunch down and said to my wife, "Is that a naked dude on television?" Now, of course, as we saw more footage, she said, "No, he's wearing some kind of a Speedo or a thong or something." But nonetheless, very disturbing as we saw this woke parody ensue during the opening tracks of the Olympics. Now, the person who put this mockery together was now questioned after all of the backlash as this went on, asking, why did you do this? Why did you put this on? What caused you to do such a travesty and a slap in the face? And their answer was simply, well, we wanted to make sure that we included everybody, that it was always diverse. Here's my question. Why does it always have to be about sexuality? Why does everyone need to know your sexual preferences? Why does it have to be shoved down everyone's face 24/7? I don't understand it, really. Nobody gives me an award for having 3 children on this earth. Nobody says, "Oh, are you qualified for this job?" No, but I'm a straight person and, I like women. Who cares, right? I don't understand why we have to make such a public display all the time of people's kinks, their preferences. Of course, the biggest problem is that these are all very large computers with many, many PDF files on their hard drives, if you know what I'm saying. Jordan Peterson sat on Joe Rogan earlier this week, and I'm going to play a clip from this because Jordan Peterson sums up the views on what's happening with this community and why it's such a problem. He's a good friend of the channel, friend of mine, and I wanted to highlight this because if anybody's ever going to get it right, it's Jordan Peterson. Let's take a look.
It was typical for girls to undergo a fair bit of confusion when they hit puberty, and that would take the form of negative emotion. No one told her that. They just rushed her down the puberty blocking and surgical pathway. That's inexcusable.
It's evil.
Yeah, it is. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing I've seen professionals do, not only in my lifetime. I've studied atrocity for 40 years. I've never seen anything worse than what's happening right now. And that includes the sorts of things that were done in the camps in Germany.
Now, Jordan Peterson gets a lot of flack for comparing it to that, and this isn't the first time he's made that claim. But really, society, not we, but society, is demanding again for the sake of some kind of freak show that we encourage our children to do harmful things to their bodies. Irreversible things, by the way, that have no medical trail to tell whether or not it's going to damage them down the roads. Let's continue.
At least the goddamn Nazis admitted what they did was wrong. They tried to hide it. We trumpet it as a moral virtue. We're freeing the children. It's like, no, I don't think so. Mothers, I think what you're doing is sacrificing your child to the parading of your moral virtue. Oh, my son, he's so confused. He thinks he's a girl, but I still love him. That's how wonderful I am. Jesus Christ, Joe. You have no idea how dark that is.
It's dark.
It's unbelievably
and it's
dark.
attached to an industry now.
Yeah, that's
which is
for
very
sure.
scary. There was
an industry and an ideology.
There was an article that was recently released where this person admitted that they said it was what was the exact phrase? That the way they described gender transition as life-saving medical care in order to get insurance for it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise insurance won't pay for it. So they were willing to describe it in that way to ensure that people would profit off of it, which is wild.
It's
terrifying. And it's so strange because I never would have believed that this could happen. If
Well,
you had
and-
asked me 20 years ago if this was going to be a main concern, that people were worried about their children being roped into this ideology and convinced that they're
and then
authentic
sterilized and
self-
mutilated.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Well, it's no wonder people see. Even Michael Schellenberger, who broke the WPATH files, when we talked about the role the WPATH played in establishing their own ideology-addled butchery as the standard of care for the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, the American Psychological Association, Schellenberger said that after he had listened to Abigail Schreier and I talk about this trans mutilation, he was so appalled that he literally couldn't believe it. He just shelved it. He said, there's no way this can be true. And I can understand that because the more you look into it, the worse it gets.
Right.
It's unbelievably bad. These surgical procedures are so brutal and so experimental that they're I'm going to say it again, they're worse than what the Mengele types did in the concentration camps in the 30s and 40s. And that's a pretty goddamn low bar.
For those of you who are religiously engaged, I will say that there is a little bit of blasphemy in there, but I can understand the stance, the emotional stance that Dr. Peterson is taking here. This is a very frustrating time that we live in. I think it's child abuse. I personally believe that this is child abuse. Any parent who thinks that they're doing the right thing, brainwashing their kids to believe that there's something they're not, is child abuse. This is crazy. Alex Jones had tweeted this out. It's too late. The PDF Olympics has had its Bud Light moment. You add this to holding events in a river of garbage and excrement while arsonists burn up Paris infrastructure, and you have a shit show. The cherry on top is estimated 1 million illegal aliens running around robbing everybody. I mean, this is And this is why we couldn't show the video. Olympics crackdown. Basically, everyone on X has received DMCA notices today from the Olympics because they're claiming ownership over this. They don't want it getting out. They don't want it brutalizing their reputation. Too late. Too late. The damage is already done. I mean, look at. I'm not going to look at the green arrow here that's pointing down. Why did our children have to see this character's berries hanging out? This is what they put on display all the time. This is where they want to be. What's even more damning, and what I see here that Matt Wallace points out, if you looked at the title of the video, a family member of this child at the Olympics opening ceremony sent me a message claiming they are allegedly being trafficked and abused. And he's got this. So I know there is a lot of other accounts saying that they're launching investigations into this, that they want to expose every individual that was around for this, that was a part of this ceremony. It doesn't surprise me to see these kind of accusations thrown around. It really doesn't. Again, this isn't like the 80s where the gay community was forming things like pride around abuse and criticism for their sexual preferences. This is putting on a freak show in order to see how far they can push the line. And over the last couple of years, the line has been pushed exponentially further than it ever should have gone. This is one of those give an inch, take a mile situations. If you speak to anybody in the gay community, they will tell you that they have the rights that they wanted. They are treated fairly in public. They're allowed to marry each other. They're allowed to divorce. They're allowed to adopt children in some cases. And I have no problem with that. That's your preference. What you do in the confines of your own home is your personal business. But when you start dragging kids into this thing, when you start brainwashing them, when you start having them conduct medical procedures over dysphoria, that's when I have a problem with things. You do you. Live your best life so long as you're not harming anybody else. This is harm. And if the Olympics are, in fact, involved in harming of children, well, believe me, I'll be reporting on that whenever that comes out. One of the notable things is that even though the DMCA claims have been going all over X, Elon Musk unfollows the Olympics after controversial Last Supper parody. Now, not only was it a slap in the face to Christianity, and we're gonna move back into that sector, but we all know where Elon Musk stands on social media after what they tried to do with his kids, brainwashing them. This article points out that Elon Musk has unfollowed the official Olympics account on X, formerly Twitter, after the Paris Olympics opening ceremony, which included a performance many perceived as mocking Christianity. Musk, who was in Paris during the ceremony, praised the laser show, but later expressed displeasure with the controversial drag parody of The Last Supper. Big Tech Alert tweeting out, Elon Musk is no longer following the Olympics. I love how these ads always push you out because they don't want you reading them. In a recent interview with Jordan Peterson, Musk, a self-described cultural Christian, discussed his views on religion and revealed that his son was misled into consenting to blockers, attributing to this woke mind virus and ideology. Again, I gotta watch what I'm saying because, the censors are out. Ceremonies performance featuring drag queens in a scene reminiscent to Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper. Again, you can see the comparison right here in the photo. Featuring drag queens in a scene received harsh criticism, particularly from Christians, for its perceived insensitivity to a sacred Christian symbol. The broader artistic display, which also included a performance with children, sparked significant backlash online. You think? I mean, this is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we've gone to, that not only are we supposed to be tolerant of everything and include everybody, but where does the hypocrisy cross the line? Essentially, what's happened here is you've got a group of individuals who think that they basically have no rules applied to them simply because of their preferences. They sit there and say, well, we want all the rights. We want all the exceptions in the world. We want to be understood. Meanwhile, we can trample religious beliefs. We can trample your own views. Anything you say against us makes you phobic. And as a result of all these woke Olympics, one thing I will mention that's a little bit of karma coming back. Paris, at the time of filming this video, also suffering full city blackouts. Maybe karma has struck back in the name of Christianity. I don't know, but Christianity's been around a lot longer than what these people are portraying on the stage. I think it's disgusting. I think it's shameful. I condemn anybody who backs what happened at the Olympic ceremonies, and any parent out there who says, well, I'm just, as Jordan Peterson quoted, I think it's great, I'm just helping my kids. It's a child abuse. This is child abuse. Again, if anything does develop from following Matt Wallace's tweet, I will be bringing it up to this channel. But let me know what you guys think. Was the Olympics too woke for you? Do you even care about the Olympics? I know me personally, I don't usually watch the Olympics aside from the last time I had cable television. And if I was flipping through the channels and caught maybe a sport I was interested in, I'd pick it up. Sometimes I'll watch hockey during Winter Olympics, simply because it's NHL players and other countries putting their best forward if I've got nothing else going on. But let me know what you guys think down below. Has the Olympics suffered their Bud Light moment? Leave me your comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully this video has earned your subscription. While you're hitting that button, make sure to click the bell for notifications and join me and my wife, Mrs. Fringe, live here every Friday night for Friday Night Fringe, my weekly live streaming show where we go over everything that's happened this week in politics, everything coming up in the week ahead, as well as some back and forth and fun times with the community alongside those streams. I look forward to hanging out with you guys each and every Friday night and hearing what you have to say, and I look forward to seeing you here this upcoming Friday on the channel, again starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.